just for the sake of argument, I'll go the exact opposite way around. 4-2 to Epsilon with...
And we're actually, sorry, I'm just going to interrupt.
Yep, we're live.
Hello and welcome to VanillaTV tonight. I'm Greg and joining me is Chaplain. You're here to watch the second map of the Excello Invite Cup. This is of course the semi-final. It's Dignitas versus Epsilon. This is CP Granary after CP Badlands was so epic. Go back and watch that if you haven't on the VOD. And we are here on this middle. Hymzi so much faster than Randa, putting out some massive pressure. And here goes the soldier jumping. I think that's Gear. He does jump on Haza, but Haza takes him down. Great frag there. And look at all these frags in Dignitas' favour. Only 2 players left up. There's Fifi and F2, which is Wltrs and F2. Let's see where they are. They're back on second. They're going to lose the second point pretty quickly. Look how quickly Dignitas are going for this.
Time has been added.
So, just slowly pushing forward. They are going to cap this out. Epsilon just trying to get this Uber in time. They will manage to have it. They've picked up a heavy. That is Haunter going heavy. Let's see how Dignitas want to push this. Stickies are on the right door from the Dignitas point of view. If that soldier goes out straight away, there's a demo man down. That's Hymzi. Dignitas, you should not go here. Let your players die. Fall back. Players 4. Don't lose anybody else. They managed to take down Gear. That's good job from longas and haza together. Actually, longas eventually goes down, so does haza, and that is not good from Dignitas, losing 4 players right there. And here comes the Uber out, Scout onto the demo man. That forces the Uber, blocks the point. Now they're gonna, yeah, Jack was not getting out of this alive unless he does a massive air strafe. He does get a kind of little jump out. The demo man's got a forward spawn. They do have 5 players here, Dignitas. They take down Shocky, so it's still 5v5 at the moment. So that's pretty good work actually from Dignitas. I was not expecting that whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, dajackal has managed to get himself out of there by some kind of miracle by the looks of things.
So we'll have to just wait and see as they build Ubers, play it, and then wait, of course, waiting for their player. Haunter's still on heavy. I don't know if I like that decision or not. He's probably going to be picked off relatively easily. He is up top in garage, so they might get a cheeky little frag if they don't know about it. And actually, I think Hymzi probably just spotted him up there when he, and of course, spinning up, they'll know about it. So we'll have to wait and see. Cookye just clearing Sticky, so just waiting this out. Uber's 90% from one team, and the other team just 2% behind, so they'll be both up in about 2 seconds pretty much, and we'll just watch Dignitas push in. If their players are ready, they'll be going for this. I think all the stickies are blown from Randa in fact, so Dignitas will want to go in now while the stickies have been blown. And here they go, Hymzi in first. He gets isolated in Z. The Uber gets triggered onto the soldier chasing Hymzi. Hymzi goes down. That's great play there from Gear. And look at this, Dignitas going to have to pull back out now with no demo man up.
Yeah, it really was a great play by Gear. I mean, that Hymzi pick is going to be so influential for the push out.
Yeah, so of course they just give up the yard. Epsilon probably can't push much further than this because Hymzi has spawned. He'll be back there soon. Randa looks like he's gone back for ammo, so they are just going to hold in yard. Epsilon hate pushing from yard to middle. I think it was a game versus us that I watched the VOD back, and we trigger our Uber, get nothing out of it, don't even force them, right? Completely worthless Uber pushing from middle to yard. And they've got a full Uber advantage, 6v6, and they don't push back. They wait for us to get Uber and push back into them in yard again. So we'll have to wait and see what Epsilon decide to do here, whether they'll keep doing that again, even if, let's say, a messed up Uber happens. But just waiting for the Ubers. I don't know what you would expect things has to do here, chap.
It could be a Nox thing, really. I mean, they have got a different caller now. I mean, Nox is you know, primarily the kind of tactics master that runs things in Epsilon. Now they have Haunter. Maybe that's an entirely different outlook on how they're going to manage yard.
Indeed, and there's just some spam coming in here. Both teams have got Uber. They're trying to figure out where the stickies are. And actually triggered Uber from Dignitas here. Hocz jumping in is going to force that Uber out of F2. There we go. Hocz is now going to die. Isolated completely. And actually so is Hymzi, completely out of position. Hocz does manage to take down Gear without dying. And Hymzi, did he jump out?
Yeah, we just got a nice little jump out. Managed to get a scout pick from it.
Yeah, but it's not big. It's not a big enough frag in all honesty, and we'll see Epsilon keep pushing. And yeah, here they go. Scout versus Scout. Cookye just trying to pressure them out. And if you look at Shocky, look at his position up on top, just trying to do this general little chipping 40 damage scattergun shots. He's so good at doing that up top. But actually, both scouts just rush in and take down F2. Haza and longas, and I think Cookye at the same time. And here we go. We're going to watch Dignitas pile the pressure forward without that medic being up. And actually Wltrs coming in behind, gets taken out. I'd love to see Dignitas keep playing together. They need that scout to play pocket. They do not want them to rush off. They're taking down Haunter. Just 3 players left up. Shocky and Randa are the main two culprits you need to be looking out for. They spotted Shocky already. Randa's up top. He's doing some pressure. He gets jumped on. What a jump from hocz. That's a massive frag. And now you'll see Dignitas push forward. This full Uber advantage. Only 3 players left up. No demo man. And that scout should be going down straight away. There he goes down. That's Shocky. And this point is going to go to Dignitas. Really, really well played. And that's 1-0.
Dignitas really played things by the book there. Really, really good focus. And, you know, just clear coordination throughout, to be honest. Just have to see if it carries on for the next round.
Indeed, indeed. We're just going to watch the next middle roller. And actually got eye on hymzi this time as he's rolling out to mid. I think he's slightly slower than normal, but no sticky over from Randa just yet. Actually, there it is. hymzi doesn't take too much damage. Both scouts coming top, spamming pistol. Actually, 2 scouts top right from the Epsilon team. Takes loads of damage from hymzi, so the scouts go aggressive. But hymzi goes down thanks to a jump from Gear, and then cookye kills Haunter. And then Gear as well, so this is 4v4 still at the moment. Haza still up top doing a lot of damage. Let's see what these players can do. Are they going to fall out? No, Haza jumps in on the medic. 1 rocket, cannot land the second one. That's unlucky to have. In fact, sorry, I take that back. He did kill F2. What? That rocket didn't go anywhere near him. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, he did take F2 down, but from my point of view, it didn't look like it even hit him. Well played to Haza there, picking a massive, massive frag up onto F2 there.
Yeah.
So, what's going wrong for Epsilon at the moment?
Well, you know, if you think about Granary middle, time and time again, there's only really 2 things you need to look for. That's the height advantage, and it's the real pressure through the middle or down the sides. And I think Epsilon, you know, I think Dignitas aren't really capitalising on the height advantage as much as they could. I mean, the scouts are doing a great job. Scouts coming over middle, going over left, really getting some great picks on everything. Scouts are doing a fine job, but I think they're really losing out to Gear and his jumping. Oh, we have Dignitas making a move through ramp room here. They've just taken down Gear, but he was pulling way too close to the ramp room.
Yeah, they did manage to force the Uber, which is pretty important out there.
Yeah,
the point
important.
will get capped, but we'll see these Ubers being out of sync now at the moment, with Epsilon having Uber right now. The middle is going to go to Dignitas, so we'll have to wait and see whether Epsilon actually wants to push here or not. And if you look at them, look how defensive they're playing. They don't want to push into middle at all, do they?
Well, yeah, so they do have a 50% Uber advantage. I don't know why they haven't pushed in already.
Yeah, like, as I said, when they played against us, they had a full Uber advantage in yard, and they didn't want to push with it. And it looks like now, actually, they're pushing now. The Jackal's on 80%. 6 seconds till he's got Uber. This is really awkward. That's a nice pipe from Randa onto that scout, though. And actually, Gear goes down to a sticky trap. Cookye then goes down. Longas gets Wltrs down. And look at this. Epsilon losing players left and right at the moment. Only 3 people left up. Full Uber, equal Uber. Actually, longas behind. Going for that back cap. Now 1v1 versus Randa. Actually, all of the Epsilon team are back trying to deal with it. longas, what's a kill onto a buff? Shock. longas going absolutely huge at the moment. And now the second point is going to Dignitas, all thanks to that shocky frag. In fact, there's Uber's trigger from both teams on the point, but it's just like Demo and Medic were the only 2 people there. They did manage to force the Uber, of course, and kind of block the point, given some spawners, but now they've lost Gear. If Dignitas play their cards right here, they should just buff everybody up and push in. That's definitely what we would be looking to do, but Haza goes down, so just take your time now, get the Uber back up, and then just work out how you're pushing from there.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like a very strange play from Epsilon. I mean, they reduced their 50% or 60% lead to just a 20% before they pushed in. And really, you know, I don't know whether that's a coordination or maybe a comms thing.
I would say that F2 would be calling don't push, Nox would agree with him, and Haunter would be pushing let's push, let's push, let's push. So they've then decided to listen to Haunter about 20 seconds too late.
Yeah, and we get a bad compromise.
Yes. So that's what I would probably expect the reason for that happening. So we're just waiting now for Dignitas. So they're going to hold on to this 1-0 lead. Is that what they thinking about doing at the moment? And maybe Epsilon are thinking, is that what they're going to do as well? Look how aggressive some of these players are peaking at the moment. So there is 20 minutes left still. They know Wltrs is sniping, I'm sure. And actually they're going to come out right door. Demo peeks it, no stickies. Now they're going to pop in a second because they know the sniper's there. There's the pop. There's the soldier jumping in, and they force the Uber, but Wltrs gets a nice kill. But Randa goes down. F2 dropping Randa. That's massive. Let's see if Dignitas keep wanting to go for this. The medic's down, the demo's down even, but they lose another player, so it's now 5v3. If they hadn't lost that player, they probably wouldn't be able to go for it. hymzi does get a pipe kill. Cookye picks one up as well, so there's only 3 people left up to push out on this, including a sniper. So if I was Dignitas even, not Red, I'd be looking to push straight into this and block this point. But they're taking their time, they're waiting for spawners, and now here comes the spam. They're going to probably get some time on this because the spawners are so far behind. Left 2 goes down, Cookye coming in from the flank, takes him down.
Cookye, yeah.
I mean, Haunter goes down as well. That's massive. What go on? Tell me what Cookye did.
I mean, Cookye saw the Z push, just backtracked straight out, right around the garage, which had nothing in it. He peeked, saw the other scouts on the point, went around, and sandwiched the medic straight on the push. But Randa gets him in the Randa sticky spot.
It doesn't matter though. You can't take down 5 players, and that's 2-0 to Dignitas. Really, really well played there. And it's so surprising that it's like, it feels like Dignitas are rolling at the moment. I know they're not, but it really does.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just in certain parts you can really see Dignitas is, you know, as a team really dominating, especially in the plays. And I agree with you. I think Haunter's influence is having some negative effects on the main calls.
Well, not having your actual main caller there is probably detrimental to their team. Actually, Randa going up top this time. Soldier launches straight in, but Haza takes down Wltrs. That gear gets totally denied by those soldiers. Another soldier jumps in, cannot take down dajackal though, can he? Haunter, like, just sacrificed his life trying to kill dajackal. Missed a rocket, missed 4 shotgun shots. Dajackal takes a sticky, but something. I think it was a sticky. Goes down to 10 HP. Randa, a blind dead, almost killed dajackal there. But luckily for him, he stays alive. They're going to try and hold on to yard here. So we'll have to wait and see what happens as Randa is putting some stickies up pretty aggressive. And is that scout jump through already from Dignitas? No, I just saw... actually, it was longas. Longas went through and died, then died to Stefan. And if you look at this, Dignitas do not want to push without that scout. Longas is playing so well at the moment. He's definitely like your best player at the moment. You do not want to push without him. And actually, they lose Haza on the flank. Where was Cookye there helping him out? Cookye completely in the out position, letting Haza be isolated and getting killed. And here we go. This is F2 pushing in, triggering Uber now. And there we go. Are they going to get any frags out of it? It's Uber v Uber at the moment. Cookye is so low. There was a scout 1v1 going on. And Dignitas should be clearing up some frags here with people slightly out of position for Epsilon. It's 4v4 still. In fact, yes it is. Randa jumps really aggressive. The Jackal should be going down now. Really nice double jump from the soldiers as well. And let's see what happens when Dignitas know their medic's down. They've got to go for F2. One scout goes in. That was longas. Doesn't manage to take him down. Randa goes down. And that's Haza takes down one player. That was Haunter even. And it's just 2v1. Scout and a medic versus Haunter. And hymzi's jumping in up top. They want to kill this medic, I think. No, hymzi in fact just putting some stickies, forward stickies up there.
I think them in Epsilon just have to sit looking pretty, especially since Randa's still not with them yet. However, they do have a 60% Uber advantage, and you know it's just about them using it now.
Yeah, of course they will be using it when they push in through yard. It's just pushing back to middle. Of course, it's such a hard push pushing from Granary yard into middle, but they did manage to do it that time. They've now got an Uber advantage, so here they come. Pushing right side, they are a player down, they don't have Shocky at the moment. And look at this double back cap at the moment going on. Longas and Cookye, are they going to go in? No, they're both double flanking at the moment. Let's see what they do here. I'm watching Longas as he comes in behind. Cookye takes down one. They now then know they're both there. The Uber turns around into Longas. Longas gets taken down. Where is Cookye? Can't really do much. He's the only player left alive. Here go Epsilon going to last. There's not enough players going to spawn in time. In fact, this is going to be a cap back from Epsilon. Really, really nice play there. It's 2-1 to Epsilon.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Dignitas just didn't have the numbers to contest after that Uber. So it is well played by Epsilon, and let's see what happens next round. If we continue that kind of dominant play, then, you know, we could be looking at a 2-2 here.
Yes, indeed, but I think they need to work on their middle a little bit more. It seems like they're relying too much on their soldiers jumping, and they're not getting anything done when they jump at all. So we'll have to wait and see what happens in this middle. I'm watching hymzi put some stickies out. And then swap to my third person view. Randa's gone right, scouts up top yet again. Where's the second scout for Epsilon? Soldier's going to launch from right, both soldiers launch. In fact, that's Haza launching on Randa, takes him down. Cookye takes down the launching gear. Now here goes Haunter onto the medic. What a rocket ride for there from dajackal. Now Scout going to flank him. Scout should take him down. In fact, no. Stefan doesn't manage to take down that 43 HP dajackal. And F2's getting out 4 HP. In fact, doesn't get out. Longas gets a pretty massive kill there. And that's a full wipe for Epsilon.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gear really is looking impotent on middle with his jumps. Especially, he seems to be just getting picked up as soon as he hits the crane.
Indeed, and as soon as he goes down, to me it feels like Epsilon are panicking. Like they lose another player, and then Haunter just jumps in and dies. And longas going in up top. I'm a bit surprised about that. They've got full Uber advantage. Why go sacrifice yourself? Oh well. Then maybe he's going to go swap to spy. They're going to push in a bit slower. They of course do have a massive Uber advantage. They can take 20 seconds or so before they push it. So now here they go. Longas spawning now, so he should be in time. Here's the Uber. They need some frags right now. They need to focus the heavy. Now they need to find the demo man. In fact, they're going to go for the medic now. Scout on the back cap. That will probably be Wltrs by the looks of it. In fact, there's lots of players going down right now. And it's 3v3 with a Uber. In fact, F2 did manage to go down. I'm sorry I didn't spot that. That was Cookye taking him down. It's now 2v3. Can Haza do some chipping damage with his rockets? Actually, was that Stefan jumping into a rocket? He's named himself Pipe Catcher. Maybe he should rename himself to Rocket Catcher as well. And Randa hits a nice pipe though onto Haza, and then another one onto dajackal. And dajackal almost goes down to that second one. God. And actually, Dignitas going to keep pushing. They take down Randa. That's a big kill. Now that Scout's going to be going down as well. He's so low. No, Fifi managed to take down 2 frags still there though, even though he was low. Now they've got to focus that heavy, this 4v4. They are still going for this. hymzi's reloaded. He's taking his time. Now they're going to fall out now. Too many spawners. Yep, here they go. Wise decision, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they really don't need to do anything special here with that kind of the 70%, 50% Uber advantage they've got. And I think there was a real danger there that they were going to go too aggressive, trying to do too much and get themselves picked. Or if they do have the Uber now. We have Haunter going from up top in the sniper deck. Just to get ammo, alright.
And longas has actually gone spy, but they're going to Uber out on the right hand side here. They're not Ubered yet. There it is. Now they're going to focus yet again. Focus the heavy. It's just the same routine. Focus the heavy. But in fact, they're focusing the medic. I don't like that decision at all. The spy takes down the heavy, and Randa's still in the spawn though. He's still got his stickies on the point. There's that on the tire, on that little like pillar, and it's 2v2. That scout should be going down 20 HP. Come on, hocz, you can hit these shots. Randa's on 65, but he hits some nice pipes. Oh, and that's Stefan. Hocz. Stefan's on 20 HP, mate. You missed everything.
Yeah, that really was. I mean, hocz didn't exactly hit a lot of shots, but I agree with you that they should target the dead man first and foremost on that point.
So we just see another recycle here, as Beta will always say, recycle, 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 and we are just waiting for, of course, Dignitas actually still have another Uber advantage. They did manage to take down F2 yet again, so they will have this Uber advantage, like a chance to push in like that again, but this is the 3rd time, as Tyrone puts in chat, the 3rd time with Uber advantage, and they've screwed it up twice. They've got to get something right this time, please. So let's see what they do with it. They're just about hitting it now. F2's actually only about 15 seconds away from his own Uber, something like that at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see. Wltrs on the back cap, delaying some of these players from Dignitas. They managed to take down F2. The sticky trap from Randa clears up frags, and the back cap actually happened. And that's 6 down with a full Uber advantage. You killed 2 players, F2 and Haunter. That's it. What's going wrong, Dignitas? You've got to push into last properly. Come on, it's Granary. So they're actually going to sacrifice this middle as well. Is Randa gone forward to sticky trap? No, he's not. Of course, he's only just got to middle now, so he didn't get a chance to get forward and sticky. And F2 did spawn the same time as the dajackal, so they got a chance to hold on to this yard. Actually, they're coming back in, Dignitas. They know how far back. But wow, Randa and Stefan going forward, getting 2 frags, and now they actually can't contest middle anymore, and they probably can't even hold yard. What is going on to Dignitas?
Yeah, it just seems complete. Waste of an Uber there. I mean, 2 players in Uber isn't really, and a bad position to end with that as well. Not something you should be doing.
Indeed, indeed. So now we see, well, actually, F2. How has F2 got so much of an advantage? Do they have crits? Do I need to swap over? He's not got crits. How have they got a 25%, 20% advantage out of that? They spawned at the same time. I'm really confused about Dignitas' play at the moment. And look at Epsilon, they assume that Dignitas have a Uber, so they're not going to push in with this slight Uber advantage they managed to gain. Actually, Wltrs just walking straight in and forces the Uber on the point. God, you can't let a scout walk in through the front. Now here comes the Uber re-trigger from F2. This point should get recapped. Whether they'll get any frags out of it, I don't know. Dignitas did a good job of falling out, so they will be able to hold last here. It's 5v5 at the moment. Cookie's going to spawn soon, but hocz does go down. So let's see if Epsilon will actually manage to push him properly and show Dignitas how it's done. So actually, that's gear going down, and Wltrs is so low. But it's a scout on the back cap. That Stefan does get blocked by longas. He does go down, but look how grouped up all those Dignitas players after that back cap. And now Haza goes down, but that's a good kill back from Longas. Good reply. Now needs to focus the demo man, but Haunter takes down Longas. Cookie's hiding around the point. He's making sure nothing's going for the back cap. Just getting on the point, and there's F2 meeting up with his soldier. They're on the point. They've got a slight Uber disadvantage actually because of the Uber pop early from dajackal. So we're going to see a really quick push in here from Dignitas, popping the Uber. And will we see a spy at all out of Epsilon? Maybe going for that back cap. And actually, Stefan was going for it. He's on 43 HP and there's a soldier at last, so he can't go for it there at all. And there's a soldier now blocking him on second, and they need some cap time on this. They're not going to get it.
I think they were
Epsilon
really
on full
unfortunate
Uber
with that scout back. I think they're really unfortunate with the scout back cap as well. I mean, yeah, they really alleviated a lot of the choke. And that's dajackal going down as well. Great Uber.
Yeah, really nice couple of pipes from Randa, and it's actually, I think he's actually hit like 5 pipes in a row. That's probably the most I've ever seen Randa hit in a row of pipes. Well played there, Randa, and there should be a clean-up for the scout and soldiers to cap the point here with their medic and support, and there you go, Wltrs picking up 2 frags, and that's 2 all. Really nice play from Epsilon there, but I'm going to have to fault Dignitas. I'm really sorry, you can't mess up 3 Uber pushes into last in a row. 3 Uber advantage pushes, even. So we'll have to wait and see as hymzi I'm watching hymzi even as he rolls out here. He's going to go left, standard rollout. He's pretty quick, I think. I don't think he messed up any of those jumps, but actually Randa sticky goes up top first, so Randa's coming in a bit slower. He does sticky the scouts instead of the demo man, so Randa takes quite a lot of damage out of hymzi, but the scouts from Epsilon are actually still quite high on HP. Soldiers just walking straight into that like garage room. That's Haunter, takes down Cookye, and then he takes down hymzi as well. Good play to Haunter there. Hocz is really low, going to go down eventually. Does manage to take Randa in on the way. Longas now going for the medic. What the HP of F2? He's on 30 HP. He doesn't manage to hit that 3rd shot, and that's unlucky to Longas there, but really nice middle from Epsilon, and they've just turned it up a gear. Ever since watching Dignitas screw up, they've just completely turned it up a gear right now. And if they take this, I don't see Dignitas coming back. 8 minutes left.
I mean, Haunter worked really well with gear on that middle, with gear going straight over the top, pulling the medic into the middle as Haunter went straight over the middle and got some rockets straight into him. I mean, Haunter's triple kill on middle as well.
Indeed. So we're going to actually look at this. They're running the heavy strategy. I really like this strat. It's something we used to do in the old Infused lineup. It's a Haunter. Haunter loves this strat on Granary, and we'll see. They'll actually they will bring out the heavy classes, in fact, rather than the heavy out. And I prefer bring the heavy out going further and further forward, but Wltrs just comes in and picks off the 2 most important frags, medic and demo. Haza goes down, Cookye goes down, and that's 3-2. Epsilon actually destroying on that Uber push. Like that Uber advantage push. Look at that. Dignitas, if you're watching this VOD back, that's how you do it, guys. So yet again, yet another middle here, and the momentum is definitely in the Epsilon favour. They need to man up here, Dignitas. They need to just get some aggression out, jump forward, try and use their scouts again to kill gear and get forward with their soldiers. That's what they've got to do on this middle in my books. And actually look at that, look how far hymzi is forward. We see that scout, that's it. Shocky goes straight onto him, no support at all onto hymzi. Soldier jumps in aggressive. I don't actually know who that is. I think it's Hocz. Does go, no, in fact it's haza, does go down as well. And this is a middle going straight into Epsilon's hand. Look at all those players down. hymzi, haza, Cookye. It's not good whatsoever without getting any frag in return. And they're going to have to fall back onto the second. No chance of holding yard, but they should have this Uber v Uber fight here. With 6 minutes 30 left. They do have time, but they do need to start thinking about pushing this back soon. And actually Haunter on the flank, so I've just clicked through. Doesn't manage to force the Uber. There's the Uber v Uber fight actually. Longas goes down thanks to gear. And this Uber is not going well so far for Dignitas. Hocz solo. Look at all those soldiers coming in up top. Whoa, that is absolutely amazing from Epsilon there. Look, bringing both soldiers in up top after the Ubers come out. Dignitas did not expect that whatsoever. And look at all the frags being cleared up. Just a soldier left up. It's haza, and he goes down, and that's 4-2 to Epsilon. Really well played.
Yeah, brilliant play by gear as well. I mean, I think he only died once in that entire round and must have got about 67 kills out of it. Very well played.
Did you have anything you think that Dignitas need to do on this middle fight?
On the middle fight, I think really that Epsilon are putting a lot of pressure, especially through the middle. So if they want to succeed, they need to be getting their soldiers nice far forward on the crates and supporting them with some good stickies through the middle. But I mean that's very, that's very by the book.
Yeah, indeed, and actually one scout goes straight down. That's a good start for Dignitas here. The other scout's really low. That Wltrs is really low. Both soldiers, no aggression out of Epsilon this time because of that scout going down. Now you'll see that Epsilon starting to get out. They lose Haunter. but they've still kept 4 players alive. They've got a chance of holding on to second here. What is F2's HP? He's pretty high at the moment. The stickies are up on the door from Randa, so we'll have to see what Dignitas do. They're going to want to go in. They've got 6 players. Oh, wow. hymzi goes down thanks to those stickies from Randa, and that's pretty much going to cancel this Uber push from Dignitas here. They're going to try and force the Uber, but they can't really get anything more from that unless they manage to pick Randa pretty early. Randa manages to keep that soldier in. In fact, haza gets Wltrs down, and then hocz gets gear. So still pretty even exchanges at the moment, but 4v3. Randa goes down though. 3v3. That's a good kill from Hookie. And Cookye even. And if I was Dignitas, I'd be looking to keep pushing here.
I just can't help but feel that it's a misplaced sense of focus for Dignitas, and they're just not targeting the right players at the right time. I mean, Randa, it would have been so easy to just kill Randa there with his overextension if they just focused on him.
So yeah, we're just going to see them building Uber here. They do have a slight advantage. Shocky down. They're actually trying to peek out left. They get a good kill on Wltrs. They might go in now, but of course with the heavy there it's quite hard. But that's a good kill on gear. Randa's going to go down. He's so out of place. Dignitas doing here without an Uber what they weren't able to do with a full Uber advantage. But now they need to go before F2 gets their Uber. F2's on 80%. They focus the heavy, then get time on the point. They get F2 down, that's a good frag. Now focus the heavy, please. The heavy's still up there. No one's shooting him, and they finally get him killed and cap the point. Really nice push. Maybe the momentum shifting back in Dignitas' favour. It's 4-3 to Ep. 3 minutes 50 left. Loads of time to do this.
Yeah, maybe Epsilon watched, well, maybe Dignitas watched Epsilon push and thought, oh, that's how you do it. Because that was an excellent push at last.
Yeah, thanks, Doc.
I'm watching hymzi yet again. He's going out left as well. Gonna put a sticky over the top. And Randa's actually so much quicker. Look at that first sticky from Randa, denying the health back. hymzi does a good job of getting it still there. Both scouts from Epsilon up top. I like that decision after Shocky went down so early last round. One pushing across, trying to put hymzi back. Soldier launches on hymzi. hymzi goes straight down to Gear. Wltrs goes down, so does Gear though, so they've got player advantage still here, Dignitas. They need to capitalise on it. They get 1 kill. This is going well so far for them. So Scout trying to get the medic. He goes down as well. Just medic and demo left up. Falling out on the right hand side. Let's see what Dignitas decides to do, leaving both scouts in fact. hocz jumping forward, gets a nice rocket ride, or sticky ride in fact. He's going to force the Uber, he does! Well played to hocz. F2 missing the health back. That was awesome. God. So we'll have to see now. Dignitas have an Uber advantage. They've messed this up 3 times. Come on, you can't mess it up this time. 2 minutes 40 left. You're going to get this second point for free. You've got 2 minutes 40 to push this last, guys. You even just aim for the golden cap. You don't need to want to go and get that, you know, rush it and try and get another round. Just aim for the golden cap. Push it slowly. You've got Uber advantage. They're going to go out left. Taking the soldier out first. He jumps up, doesn't really get anything done with the jump in all honesty. Gets focused pretty hard and he goes down. Medic's pretty low though, F2 is low. They've not got any frags out this Uber. What is going on, Dignitas?
Nope, and then it just all goes to muck.
But it's still 2v3. 1 scout left up. Who is it? No, in fact he's gone down, on my bad. Cookye went down before hymzi did. What? What's it?
No,
Dignitas, what's going on?
In a very, you know, as Tyrone said, they just completely crumbled under the pressure. I think they must have got about maybe 1 or 2 kills out of the actual Uber itself, which, you know, is not what you need to be doing. I feel Dignitas could be making so much more out of these last pushes. So much more.
To be honest with you, with how rubbish the heavies are doing with the Uber, I'll just Uber in longas and Cookye. They're the people getting the frags at the moment. But they're actually trying to sneak cap this point. Wltrs goes down. I don't really know what happened there. But let's see what happens to Dignitas. They've got quite a lot of cap time on that point. F2's not got Uber yet. dajackal has a slight Uber advantage. Haza goes down. They're going to get more time on this point. There's a heavy there as well. Longas is in the ninja spot, looking for the ninja as Epsilon push out. So we'll have to wait and see. I don't know if Epsilon will want to push out. There's a minute 14 left. What are Dignitas going to do? Are they going to push on the clock? 95, 96. They go on this clock. They got to Uber through now. Go on, hymzi. You've got to get these frags. Here he goes. Point gets blocked by Gear. hymzi gets a nice kill on Randa. That's good. A really, really nice frag. Uber comes back. They're trying to block this point with the heavy. But look at how well disciplined Dignitas are at getting away from that heavy and medic. And now here comes hymzi back after the Ubers run out. He's not got much ammo loaded in all honesty. Heavy's getting focused so hard. Heavy should go down. Medic goes down. Scout goes down. Only 1 player left. There's a scout on last. Oh, they do get it.
It goes for the golden cap. That was pretty much as perfect, you know, as they could have hoped for there. Really, really, really good play by hymzi in my opinion.
37 seconds left and they cap last. Absolutely amazing play out of Dignitas, and we're going to see a second golden cap in this game on this second map, which is called CP Granary. The third map, I think it was Snakewater. Yes, it was Snakewater. So if Dignitas take this, they will go to the third and final map, which is Snakewater. I am rooting for Dignitas. I do want the third map. This is such an epic game at the moment. I don't want it to end. I have to wait and see what's going on. And now, are they readying up already? No, I think one of the teams is readied up. I think they're raring to go. Get this round going. If I was Dignitas, I would be wanting this straight away. Come on, they were what, 4-2 down. I mean, they had a nice roll round. They then kind of screwed up a push, but and a nice end of round cap. Epsilon are probably a bit gutted at the moment. They might get angry, but if I was Dignitas, momentum with them, they should be looking to take this. Okay, as we are just waiting for the teams to ready up. I don't know what they're waiting for at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see until they start. Who do you think's gonna? Do you think anyone's gonna step it up for this golden cap, Chaplain?
Ooh, I'd like to see more from Gear. I think, yeah. Well, I've always, for most of this match, it was I'd like to see more from Dignitas. But now they've managed to get that 4-4. I want to see more from Gear. Because I think you're rooting for Dignitas. You might not admit it, but you're rooting for Dignitas, Greg. I can tell.
I have a grudge for Epsilon, of course, don't I? That's exactly it. No, I'm rooting for a third map is what I'm rooting for. But I do agree that Gear probably needs to step his gameplay up. It's going to be down to one player from each team stepping up on this middle fight. I'm actually looking to Cookye and Stefan. Those two players, I think, are the two that are going to come up trumps here for either team. So I have to wait and see what happens as we go live in this golden cap. And I'm actually going to quickly swap over to Randa. He's a little bit slower than I think he should be. I didn't actually manage to see his first jump. He's going normal. Stickies both over the top. Takes a massive sticky from hymzi off the bat. Both scouts up top and a scout pushing straight across the point. Both scouts for Epsilon pushing across the point in fact. There's no height advantage for those scouts whatsoever. Gear comes in, takes down haza. That's a big kill so far. Gear does go down in exchange. Then Wltrs goes down. So does hocz. Dignitas looking good so far in this middle. And look at Epsilon. They're starting to panic. They're starting to get out. But they are getting out pretty well at the moment as a team, keeping all those three players left alive. And they're waiting for this Uber. They've got the charge now. And I'm actually watching Randa as they're going to come in. I don't think Dignitas are ready for this. Here they come. With the demo man advantage, demo scout and against soldier scout. And the Uber has now popped off. Let's see what happens. And actually Epsilon just falling back out. They've just forced the Uber. Stefan goes down. Really, really big kill there. I didn't actually notice who got it, I'm afraid. But that was what won them that little Uber exchange there.
I think if F2 had managed to keep Stefan alive, that could have been a very, very different story. But he did go down to, I think it was to haza, I do believe. But let's see.
Yeah, it was actually to haza at the very beginning of the round, wasn't it? So we're just going to have to wait and see. They do have equal Ubers, of course. Epsilon love holding on to this yard. They do normally win these exchanges when they're holding yards. So we'll have to see how Dignitas push this one out. 8 minutes 23 left on the clock, but if people do not know, it's just like an MR1 round, so whoever caps this round wins the game. But if you are holding on to middle after the 10-minute round time has run out, you win the game as well. So this middle point is all to play for as well, but at the moment they're going to be playing for last. Here comes the soldier launching in, trying to force the Uber. There's the Uber force. Both soldiers, in fact, from Dignitas launching in. I don't like that decision. They're going to lose both of them, in fact. There goes haza. Hocz is kind of out of position, is he? Is he going to get out of there? He just about does. And actually, Stefan gets out from like 6 HP. He's so lucky there. But we'll probably see Epsilon try and push this out with a player advantage. Let's see what they do. I'm going to take a first-person view of the combo. No, they're just holding on to yard. They're quite happy holding this yard at the moment.
Epsilon pushing out of yard. We all know what happens there.
Yeah, I think getting one player advantage just isn't enough to push into middle. They want the two players there, and especially when one of their players was too low to come in. He had to go back, get health packs, so it would have been a 5v5 push in all honesty. So have to wait and see what they decide to do here. Dignitas to probably end up doing a standard demo push through maybe the little door area rather than going the soldiers from the right. That really didn't work in my books, but we'll have to wait and see. There is still 7 minutes left, lots of time.
Well, I mean, on the push there, Epsilon's
they're actually gearing,
lasted 5 seconds
gearing
longer.
to go out on the right. They've Ubered out now. I'm sorry to interrupt. They've now counter-Ubered at the moment. Both soldiers jumping in. They've multi so many times, actually, Epsilon. Cookye goes down. hocz goes down. And look at this. Dignitas are actually behind Epsilon at the moment. Epsilon are now coming back. Randa takes a massive rocket, and actually Haza's trying to find the medic. Gets one rocket onto him, but dajackal goes down. Let's see if Longas can get this medic frag. There he's going in for it. He does. Meat shot, meat shot. Meat shots Randa, then meat shots F2. Well played to Longas. He needed that frag there. And now it's 4v2. Just hymzi got out on 1 HP out of that middle. Yeah. And Epsilon still managed to recap middle. That's what they were aiming for on that push, so well played to them.
Well, I just think an extra 1 HP damage on hymzi, and I think Epsilon could have really got a good foothold on second. Maybe even got yard. But now, you know, it's going to be a lot more difficult for them.
Indeed, with F2 not at the front yet as well, they're going to have to hold on to yard here. Dignitas, well, they're not going to be able to get into yard. Dignitas going to be able to hold on to yard. And Epsilon, they're just going to be playing it casually, waiting for their Uber. They're just going to try and... In fact, they're not. They're just pushing out the left side. They're flanking around Dignitas at the moment. Dignitas, by the looks of it, don't know what to do. And actually, Randa and F2 kind of pushing on the left. They're actually falling back now. I like that decision. They were kind of out of position. Actually, Longas goes down. I think his Longas is in middle. And actually, Longas and Cookye go down. Just somehow, Stefan stayed alive in like a 1v2 situation there until the players came. Now they've got these 2-player advantage and Epsilon pushing straight into the second. They've got equal Uber here, so Dignitas are probably going to be able to hold on to it during this Uber fight, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I really think alarm bells should be ringing as soon as those 2 scouts went down for Dignitas. I am quite surprised Epsilon didn't really make more of a meal of it. But we do have a gear going down, which could prove to be quite costly.
Indeed, that was really nice play from hymzi actually, and now hocz is down. So this is a 2-player advantage now for Dignitas, opposite direction, and look how quickly Epsilon are getting out there. The Uber scout coming in behind, forces the Uber. Randa's so low, nice meat shot by Cookye, and here you see the Uber scout back into Dignitas from Epsilon. And Epsilon actually managed to hold onto their yard now. So that was a really weird exchange of Ubers there, and hymzi comes out of Z trying to do some damage to Randa, but not really getting away with it there. And the scout goes down, that's Stefan, and now Epsilon are going to fall straight out of yard. Yeah, look at that, backing straight out. As soon as they lose one player, they don't like holding in there.
Yeah, I can't help but feel that dajackal's Ubers just seem to be much shorter than those of F2. I feel that he's multi-Ubering a bit more than he needs to, and as such, you know, Epsilon are getting a good 2 seconds more Uber out of it than, you know, than Dignitas is. And that could be, you know, Dignitas, Epsilon causes a bit more pressure.
I've actually heard a spy decloaking, did I,
yeah,
somewhere as I was clicking through, but no, she's actually back to scout by the looks of it. So I did actually hear a spy decloaking, but sorry to interrupt you there.
Yeah, it's no problem.
And actually, as they do Uber in through the right-hand side, Demo jumping in first. Dignitas are pushing in with this Uber onto middle. Of course, F2 Uber's back now. Wltrs goes down. That's a pretty big pick. If I want to see, I'm going to see Dignitas push back out here. They lose a scout thanks to hocz, but in fact, hocz and Gear both go down. That's 2 soldiers down. Longas goes down, but he does so much damage to F2, and then haza comes in and 1 rocket takes down 2 players. Randa's the only player left up. 38 HP goes down as well. And if you're gonna, I'm gonna watch hymzi as he go. He's gonna go for this forward spawn sticky. Oh, a sniper comes out of forward spawn and headshots hymzi straight off the bat. Wow. It's just hymzi gonna kill him. Actually, there's more spawners, and hymzi goes down in a 1-on-1 to a sniper.
Oh my goodness.
So now, of course, Dignitas do hold on to the middle though. Epsilon get a fair few forward spawns. I think they got the majority, other than Randa got forward, and they've got a sniper forward. A bit of a weird situation for them to be in. They've got a full Uber disadvantage. They're waiting for hymzi here though, Dignitas. They're trying to heal their players up, get them buffed, get hymzi back. F2's just kind of trying to buff everyone, getting ready to fall back. They know they've got this Uber disadvantage. They're now on 75%. They might actually think about holding forward, and they got 80%. He's called a charge. He's trying to bait it out, and actually Dignitas taking for Dignitas, it's 2 minutes 50. Are they going to be dicks and hold on to middle? They're going for it, Chaplain. They are going to hold on to middle.
We can see if they park that bus, yeah. I mean, as Sal would say, they could just be parking it in a disabled spot.
So let's see. Have Epsilon cottoned on to that fact? They have, but they've got a sniper, so it's going to be so weird pushing into middle with a sniper. And actually, they're going to try and push in here. They've taken so much spam through that choke. Look how hard it is to get through that choke there, Chaplain. And now, here they go. Randa does manage to get out, but they lose hocz straight off the back. The Uber gets popped. Cookye goes down. It's a big kill back. And now actually Epsilon falling back out after this Uber. They did manage to trigger the Dignitas one. They lose gear as well. Dignitas, hymzi, do not die now, hymzi. You can't die. He's doing so much damage to Randa. He wants that kill now. He does manage to get that kill. And they actually, there's a scout on him as well now. Does go down, and actually Epsilon are falling apart here. Dignitas are going to be able to take the second point. 1 minute 50 left on the clock. The spawners are up in a fair bit of time, but F2's not healing, so the Jackal's going to have an uber advantage as well. Let's see what happens as Dignitas aim to take this to a third map. Will they, do you reckon they're going to camp on 2? Are they going to screw it up by pushing into last? They've messed this last push up so many times.
Judging by that track record, I would hope so much that it's going to be a second.
And Epsilon have just bullied their way into second here, but oh, what a sticky trap from hymzi, taking down Gear and Wltrs. Now we're going to see Dignitas want to defend this point. And here you go, Epsilon falling back. They've not got that Uber just yet. The Uber was triggered by Dignitas. They're actually pushing into last. 3 players left up, 5v3. Scout comes in. F2's not got Uber yet, 86%. They're going for the point and they're going to cap it out. What a round by Dignitas. That is absolutely awesome. Taking this to a third map, taking this game in golden cap. I don't actually remember what it was in full time. Was it 4-all? So taking this 5-4 in the golden cap time. Wow, what a game, Chaplain even, sorry. So, I'm just going to quickly do the outro for the VOD. This has been VanillaTV. I've been Greg. Joining me has been Chaplain. Of course, the streamer has been Comedian. And you've been watching the Dignitas versus Epsilon in the Excello Invite semi-finals. This has been CP Granary with the first map going to Epsilon, the second map now going the way of Dignitas, and we're going to be going to Snakewater as the decider. See you guys there.